People. Que pasa, sac passe, what they do. Now this first part of the video is about something that happened in the Area 2 police station. We are speaking about St. Anne, St. Mary, and we are speaking about Portland. And they just announced their top 6 most wanted men for the area. And they are Brian Forbes, aka QQ, from Claremont in St. Anne's. He is wanted for a double murder. Now the next person on the list, we are speaking about O'Shane Jackson, aka Deer or Rawfish. He's from Portland and he is also wanted for murder. Now the third person on the list, we are talking about Albert Dyer. We are talking about aka Moja from Douglas Castle. He is always wanted for slapping away somebody else. Now the next person that is on the list, we are speaking about Clive Green, aka Chappie. He is from St. Mary. He is also wanted for slapping away somebody else. And fifth on the list, we are speaking about Mikey Boyd, aka Backo. He is also from St. Mary. And people, you don't already know what he is wanted for. And last but not least, we are speaking about the 6th person on the list. We are talking about Tommy of White River. His given name is Tomo Ian. So people, these are all Area 2 most wanted men, point blank and period. So people, we are speaking about some dangerous characters. We are speaking about some people that have no hesitation to take away other people's life. So the police is warning that the Area 2, we are speaking about Portland, St. Mary and St. Thomas. There is no place for fugitives to come and hide. And he said that between 2019, at least 100 people, persons of interest, has been intercepted or arrested in the Area 2 for murder and all sorts of serious crimes. Now the next thing that is popping in the news, we see that the US and their immigration are planning to implement a real ID policy. And what this means is that they're trying to bring in a policy where is all 50 states has to comply with a real ID act. That means that you need 4 sorts of IDs, 4 forms of IDs in order to be compliant. And we are speaking about IDs like a valid passport, a valid ID. We are speaking about a social security card. We are speaking about a utility bill. We are speaking about a payroll stub. We are speaking about a birth certificate. And if you have changed your marriage name, that means that you get married and you change your last name, you are going to need a divorce certificate or a marriage certificate. So according to this new real ID, you need a real ID to fly or enter a military base or any government building. Some people, we are talking about when you want any sorts of thing, we are talking about deeds, we are talking about title. You will not be able to enter unless you have this real ID. And with this real ID, you are going to have a star on the top right hand of your identification. That means it is validated, it is verified. Some people, you see that with this new policy, the Department of Motor Vehicle or the official ID spots, they are trying to create a national standard for all 50 states. So it does not matter when your ID, your identification expires. You need to be compliant by October of 2020. So we are talking about 12 months from now. So people, you can't go on a plane, you can't go on a military base, or you can't go in any government building. So we understand that this policy is gained, or the whole motive of this policy is to make sure that they clamp down on illegal aliens. Because you know how the thing go. You can get a 1 ID or possibly a 2 ID when you're there and illegal. That means your visa expire. That means your visa expire, or that means that you are not there legally. That means your visitor's visa kind of expire, or you're not in the country legally. That means that they are making sure that you can't travel. They are restricting your movement. And people, we understand that since Trump has become the president of the United States, a lot of things have changed, and we see that it is changing for the worse, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, we see that GUNMEN strike in Santa Cruz. We are speaking about St. Elizabeth. In the wee hours of the morning, we are talking about a brazen daylight, ROBBERY. So people, your sister, them not care, them not have no conscience. And it was said that 4 heavily armed men running in a ski mask in a supermarket. We are talking about Maxmart in Santa Cruz, and it sounds like a next Chinese-owned supermarket. So people, you see that this is a trend that has been going on from Maypen maybe about 4 or 5 months ago. And you see that they have been on a rampage since 2019. People, them money and play them, run up with the AK and the A to the K and the M to the 16 and rg3ted and Lele, and basically them put on everybody upon them face. And when them left, they left with 2 scandal bag full of money, and it is said that it was the proceeds of the week sales of people. We are speaking about millions of dollars, because we are speaking about a big supermarket, a big establishment where whole heap of money are run through and rg3ted and Lele. So you see them youth and play. It is also said that they left with a quantity of cigarettes. So people, I guess they want to smoke and chill and kick back and drink a juice while they are counting the proceeds of their crime. I don't know, I'm just assuming. So anyway, it is said that the Black River, Santa Cruz and Junction have been the location where many of these ROBBERYs have taken place since 2019. We are speaking about dozens. So people, we see that it is being targeted. We see that St. Elizabeth, Junction, Black River and them sort of places are being targeted, because it seems like these criminals see them as some soft spot, are easy taking. It is like robbing candy from a baby, like 1, 2, 3. So the next thing that is popping in the news, we see that there was a big bus in St. Mary. We are talking about 7,247 pounds was found in a house in Bascobel. So people, we are speaking about 2 truckloads and 2 other minivan worth of weed. We are talking about a whole lot of weed. So people, we see that the police are claiming that this has put a dent in the crime in the community. And like me say, we are talking about $36.2 million worth of weed. And people, if that was cocoa, still enough cocoa. But when you talk about weed, you are speaking about a huge quantity of weed. You are speaking about a dent in the business, point blank and period. So anyways people, that is my views on the whole situation as it pertains to that. And like me say, it is just my views and opinion. It is not the gospel. Your views and opinion can be respectfully different from mine. But let me know what you think in the comment section.